Hey guys, how's it going? It is such an early morning for me. I'm out here in the garden, just relaxing, trying to wake up. And so I'm out here filming the Q&A. It was such a good weekend. You guys will see that video tomorrow. It was Janie's event that she did, and it was so much fun. I don't even know how much footage I actually got of it. Look at how sunburnt I am. I wore sunscreen multiple times. I had my hat on, I had it on forward, I had it on backwards. I just got sunburnt. And also, I lost a contact, so I'm blind in one eye right now. We're doing really great. I had to do a talking thing in front of everyone, a speech. Is that what it's called? I blacked out. Don't remember what I said. You guys will see all of that tomorrow. So I hope it was good. I tried to keep it short, sweet, to the point, and just get into it. It was such a fun event to all the people that came. It was a lot of fun. So let's go over last week's videos really quickly, and I'm gonna try to make this very short because I would just want to go inside and just have a very mellow, relaxing day today. That is not my rooster, by the way. And there is merch coming. So last week's videos were the Q&A, how's the topiary coleus doing, easy to grow rows, espalier cleanup and new plants in grow bags, do you really need to fertilize your plants, coleus update, planting sunbelievables, and putting the finial on the aviary, my favorite plants to attract pollinators, and sneaking a planter over to our neighbors. Whew, that was a long title, all of those. Let's get into the questions from that. I just grabbed just a few of them. Well, Brent grabbed just a few of them. I told him, I was like, oh, we got to keep this short. So I'm just going to answer them. Normally I say what video they're on, but I don't know what video they're on because the way he grabbed them doesn't tell me. So we're just going to start answering questions, and I'm going to try to figure out which ones they are from. The first question on that video was from Cindy, and she had said, woohoo, 20K, go Robbie go. For Bermuda grass, can you try the no-till method and cover it with cardboard, then mulch and smother that area out? Yes and no. Janie's doing that, and it is her entire garden was Bermuda grass, and for most of it, it is working. But Bermuda grass is so tough that it does still, some of them find their way. So you just kind of have to do maintenance at that point, which is way better than having to try to take care of the entire thing. So it does work. We still have Bermuda grass in our grass. What I'm trying to do is, so in the winter, Bermuda grass goes dormant and it turns brown. And then it comes back alive in the springtime and in the summer. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to overseed our grass to smother it out. And I've seen it work in our garden quite a bit. The front section next to the aviary that has grass has very little Bermuda grass in it, and I think that's due to us overseeding with grass seed. So I do think that you can eventually smother it out if you overseed. I mean, there's a lot of different ways to do it. I don't want to put cardboard down on my entire, grass area. So overseeding, the cardboard works. Landscape fabric does work. It's just, maintenance at that point. So yes. The next question on that video is from Connie, and she said, big timer now, 20K. When does YouTube give you a play button plaque? So if you don't know, YouTube gives you out a plaque after you hit certain milestones. The first one is at 100,000 subscribers. She'll help me get there. So 100,000, you get a plaque, and then I think it's 1 million subscribers, you get another plaque, and then so on. So we have a ways to go to get there. And the next one wasn't it was a question. But if you haven't read the comments underneath it, I highly recommend you go back and read the comments under it because it was hilarious. I was cracking up reading it. So it was from Peggy, and she had said 20,000 subscribers, way to go. What day suits you and Brent to have all 20,000 of us over for a barbecue to celebrate? I'll bring the potato salad. And there were so many comments I'll bring this. I saw one that was Texas brisket, anyone? You guys, I was dying laughing reading all of those comments. There was 24 replies under that, and I was cracking up. So I recommend go reading some of those comments under that one. The last question on that video is from Candy, and she had said, wait. We need some clarification here, Robbie. Does your neighbor now only have the one-eyed rooster, or did she get rid of it and it's just the bully left now? Curious minds want to know. She only has the one that has one eye, and she moved it to the other side of her property, so it's not right up against the fence. What was happening was the rooster would hear me talk and it would start to crow, and sometimes it would like go up to the fence and start attacking the fence. So she's got rid of the one who was a bully. She only has the rooster that has one eye, and it's now on the other side of her property. So I know a lot of you guys have been saying, we're hearing less of the rooster. That would be why. It's still there, per this video. Just we hear it a little bit less now, which is fine by me. The next video that we did was the espalier cleanup and planting a new plant in grow bags, which they have already put on growth. They're like this tall out of the grow bags, which is really, really cool. The first question on that video was from Anna, and she had said the fence looks amazing. Meanwhile, in regards to the spiders, what if you sprayed down the espalier before you start working? Maybe that would get the spiders off of it, because I agree, touching the spiders is not okay. Yeah, I don't know. I just feel like that would make some angry wet spiders. So I think twisting the espalier is going to be a Brent job from now on. The next question on that video was from Felicity, and she had said, we all need a Brent, am I right? As far as the next section of the fence, why not just add the boards to the existing if it's strong enough? That way nobody has to be bothered with, and the neighbors keeps his fence boards towards their yard. The son of the tuber rose is to die for. It is not strong enough, and the boards are too short where they're at. The 4x4s are not tall enough, so it wouldn't work out at all. So we have to take the whole thing down. It's like it could blow over any day now. Like within the next year, it would definitely be blown over. So it has to get replaced, unfortunately. So that's going to happen soon. The next question on the video is from Nancy, and she had said, what is color, type, and brand of the fence paint? It is from Home Depot. It's by the brand called Bear, and it is the fence and deck stain in the color slate. It's been amazing. It goes on super easy. The next question on that video is from Anne, and she had said, hey Robbie, love your channel. Where can I get the tuberose? I have to have them in my garden. I don't know where you can actively get them from. They might already be sold out in most places from the season. That one specifically was from Eden Brothers, which is not like my favorite company to support, but I do know that they're also sold out. So I think that's probably one that you have to order well in advance, because it sounds like a lot of people really enjoy growing that one. So it might be something that you have to look out for this winter time, or like, yeah, probably in the winter is something that I would look out for. And I'm sure you could get it from, like I said, Eden Brothers or any of those like bulb companies like that should probably be selling it in like their specialty tabs. And the last question on that video is from Anne, and she had said, can the grow bags be used multiple times, or are they biodegradable? Brent is a good guy. Building a fence, trimming the espalier. Yeah, he's a really good guy. The grow bags can be used multiple years over and over again. They shouldn't break down for a couple years at least. The next video that we did was, do you really need to fertilize your plants? And it sounds like we all have the same conclusion. Yes, we need to fertilize our plants, which is really nice. I was very nervous to put that video out. I was expecting there to be some blowback from at least a few people, and there was nothing, which was absolutely amazing. There was people being able to have conversations in that, which is the way that all things should be handled when there's any type of disagreement. It's a conversation. The first question on that video was from a friend, and they had said, thanks for the info. I'm an old gardener, but new to fertilizing. Speaking of Monty Don, are you watching the 2024 Chelsea Flower Show? I'm not watching it. I want to watch it. I would love to see it. There's not enough time in the day. I've been working probably close to 100 hours a week recently, which is a little bit too much. So there's zero spare time. We got home last night at midnight, and I started working this morning at 7:30 on Sunday. That's my life. The next question on that video is from Jenna, and she had said, Robbie, what and how often do you fertilize your perennials? With the perennials, I fertilize probably 2 to 3 times in a growing season. So like these arborvitaes right here, I'll go in, and Biotone is a really good one to just like throw down. Sure Start is a really good one to throw down. Just any like all-purpose fertilizer for all of your perennials is a really good one. Somebody said there was something else to be using for the arborvitaes, because they're an evergreen. I know Biotone makes a massive line, and so does EB Stone. They make a massive line of what to use specifically for certain things, and I know it's a weird one that you need to use for your arborvitaes, and I can't remember what it is. Off the top of my head, I want to say it was like the one for like hydrangeas, but that doesn't sound right coming out of my mouth. So just Google, which I feel like a jerk saying, just Google it. Just Google the type of plant if you're unsure which fertilizer to use. But for the most part, I just go in with like Sure Start or a Biotone, which I was at Janie's event and there was like a little bag of Biotone in the swag bag. I definitely grabbed a swag bag. And so I have just a little personal size bag of Biotone, which I'm really excited about. I also did find that the Ace Hardware up by my house, which is like less than a minute up the road, is now carrying Biotone. They actually carry Biotone, Citrus Tone, Rose Tone, which Citrus Tone and Rose Tone are my like two tones that I will go out of my way to buy from Espoma. Those are the ones that I will like. I've loved using them. I've seen huge results with those. And like I said, Rose Tone is for roses, Citrus Tone for citrus, which is why I love the lines like that, and same with the EB Stone. They tell you exactly what to use. So like 3 times a year I try to fertilize perennials, and then annuals I try to do once a week. Does that always happen? No. Do I skip a week? Do I skip 2 weeks? Yes, but I really would like to do it every single week. And the water soluble one from Proven Winners has been fabulous. Like I said, it's just hard for me to get, and I hate ordering things off of Amazon. And I have got 2 places that sell fertilizer less than a minute up the road. So I just try to buy all of my fertilizers locally, just, to reduce carbon footprint if I can. The next question on that video is from Diane Lee, and they had said, how about liquid Miracle Grow that you attach to your hose? Been using it for years. It seems to work pretty good. Have you ever tried it? I have not ever tried it. Miracle Grow is one of those ones where it's like a topic that's like kind of iffy to hit on. And I try not to support too much from Miracle Grow. There's a few companies out there that I really just don't love. Miracle Grow is one of them, just because I've seen what they've put in their soil. And it's more corporation rather than the passion and care for gardeners. So I try not to use too much Miracle Grow of anything. I'm not going to say no, I've never used Miracle Grow products, because I have. I've definitely bought their soils before just because I was in a pinch. I just don't love using Miracle Grow. It's not my like go-to for any of their stuff, their fertilizers, which I've heard a lot of people say that they have really good success with. So if that's your boat, go for it. Like I say, use what you can get your hands on. Something is better than nothing in most cases. But I know a lot of people have really good success with it. The next video that we did was the Coleus update, planting some Unbelievables, and putting the finial on the Aviary. And you guys, I went outside this morning after letting the Coleus stay out all night, and I think one of the like feral cats knocked them over because they were on the ground. So I looked at it and I decided to turn around and walk away instead of inspecting to see if they were all broken and not, because I did see stems everywhere. So we will see what happens. They should survive even if all the stems broke off, because they should push new growth. It's just, I don't want to deal with looking at them right now. So they made it to that point, and we'll see what happens now. The first question on that video is from Peggy, and she is that I simply adore your front window box color combination. It's stunning. Question, I had the purple oxalis on my deck a few years ago, and it came up in my lawn. Is that happening to you? And if so, what do you do to try to eliminate it? I would definitely try to eliminate it. It's not something that you want just running rampant in the landscape, and you are going to have to just dig it up, and you need to make sure that you get the little like rhizomes that are under the ground. It looks like this weird little like armadillo type thing. And you have to dig it up, and you have to make sure that you get all of that out. If you leave one little piece, it will continue to grow back. It can be invasive in other areas. It's not technically invasive in my area, but it can be a total thug. I do have it coming up in under the window box. I've got it coming up right there, and I do want to try to eliminate it. So it's just going to take some work. The next question on that video is from Michelle, and she had said, Robbie, why no Sure Start fertilizer when you plant the sunflower bushes? The window box developed nicely, and the icing on the cake is the finial is perfect. And the icing on the cake, the finial is perfect. I didn't put anything in there because sunflowers don't always need like super heavy feedings. They don't need a ton of fertilizer, so I don't ever fertilize any of my sunflowers. There are some plants that just grow really well in like rocky soil that just is just garbage soil with very little nutrients, and sunflowers is one of those plants. So I know Monrovia, when they ship those plants out, there's enough fertilizer in that container to continue to feed that plant until it gets in the ground and to make it push its roots out. But I want it to just get that root system growing strong and big, and so it's going to set its little roots out as far as possible if I don't put any fertilizer in that hole. And sunflowers are one of those things that you just don't want to like over fertilize. The next question on that video is from MAA, and they had said, what do you think about painting the roof of the aviary the same color as the fence? I had thought about it, but because the finches nest are up in the roof and they're always up in that roof area, I don't want to paint it black and have it be way too hot for them, because it'll just attract way too much heat. I'm already afraid that like the brown might be too hot for them, but I know that the black would be way too hot. So we're just gonna leave it brown. And the last question of that video is, can you explain the cancer warning label on the plant tag? What are they talking about? They're talking about the plastic, because plastic causes cancer. It's literally on everything in California. Like you buy power tools and it's on the box because there could be something in the paint or whatever it might be. So it's just because it's California and somebody probably sued a company, and so now cancer labels have to be on everything that anybody who has cancer has ever like used or touched or anything like that, because there could be a trace back to it causing cancer. So it's just a like precautionary measure for a lot of these companies. The next video that we did was my favorite plants to attract pollinators. And the very first question on that video was from Mary, and she had said, "Hi Robbie, I love roses too, but very soon my battle with Japanese beetle will begin and destroy my roses if I let them. I live in Virginia. Do you have these pests in California?" We don't. I mean, not that I deal with. I know other people in California do, because California is so huge, but I don't deal with them. So that's kind of unfortunate. I couldn't even give you any advice on what to do to begin with that. And I don't know of any YouTubers that I've paid attention to that deal with that problem. I would just look up on YouTube. I would search another video, how to take care of Japanese beetle, and I would try to find a video that has like a decent amount of like views. I would read the comments and make sure that people are agreeing with that. And then I would probably try that method. That's what I would do. The next question on that video is from Carol, and she had said, "Hi Robbie, I love Veronica and Salvia. Both are in my garden. Do you deal with powdery mildew on your Veronica? I'm in the UK and my Veronica does suffer with it in the summer." We don't deal with it on either of those plants, but I do deal with it on a lot of other things. I deal with it on roses. I deal with it on honeysuckle. My dahlias get hit really, really hard with powdery mildew, and I go in with, I think it's neem oil is what I go in with. That sounds right. I'm gonna pop a picture up right here of what I actually go in with, and that seems to help, but you have to stay on top of it. It's what Bailey recommended from the Plant Barn, and I had started using it. My next door neighbor, they have a shrub that really deals with powdery mildew, and I try to like spray it down a little bit because it hangs over the fence. So that's what I would use. And the last question on that video is from Pat, and they had said, "Thanks for all the great info, but I have a question about my Spanish lavender. I did not know it would winter over in my zone 7, so I just left it alone. This spring, it was full of blooms, but the stems are woody. Can I cut those woody stems back after it's done blooming, or leave it be? Thank you for your great videos." You don't want to cut into the woody stems, but you can cut a little bit past those woody stems. Just go a little past that. I left my lavender alone. I didn't prune it back at the proper time, and I pruned it back really, really hard this springtime because it was getting out of check. But I didn't go into the woody sections. There was a couple branches that I took out knowing that I was going to like harm the plant, at least on that section. So if there's some that are way too long, I would cut those back. But if you can just kind of like put it back in check, you should be good to go. But don't cut into those woody sections, otherwise the plant won't continue to produce and it'll die, at least in that section. And the last video that we did was sneaking a planter over to the neighbor's house. Snuck that over to Ashley's house, and she was really excited about it. Mason was so cute. It was really, really sweet. And so far, they're both thriving. Ours is doing good. Ours has a leak. The irrigation keeps popping off, so I gotta figure out how to fix that one. But theirs is doing good. Theirs is still hooked up to irrigation, growing absolutely beautiful. I can't wait to see the diachondra over at their house. The first question on that video was from PT Gardner, and they had said, "Hi Robbie, so fun. Great idea to share with your neighbors. Do you also feed plants once a week in addition to the Sure Start? Because that's all annuals, I will feed that once a week. I might try and like head over to theirs like at least once a month and feed theirs once a month, just to like continue to help it through the growing season. Ours I'll feed once a week with a water soluble fertilizer though." The next question on that video was from Shafar J. Sorry. They had said, "Isn't it dichondra, not diachondra?" It is. But in my area and where I'm at, we say diachondra. And I heard Carol Klein from Gardener's World say diachondra. So it's officially diachondra, even though it's spelled dichondra. You can say it however you want. The next question on that video was from Rubu, and they had said, "Someone told me that premium petunias do not need to be deadheaded. Do you know if that's true or not?" So it's a lot of the brand new varieties of petunias. They don't need to be deadheaded at all. The Monrovia ones, the super cows, it's called burying their dead. And so they send out a flush of blooms, and those blooms start to die, and from that they send out another flush of blooms on top of that. So it kind of like hides the dead blooms, so you don't even see them. You don't need to deadhead those at all. The Proven Winners ones, you don't need to deadhead those. Those kind of do the same thing. They bury their dead, so they send out a flush, and then they send out a flush on top of that, and they send out a flush on top of that. I've heard the same thing about Wave. I've only grown Wave one time, didn't have a good experience with those, but I know I've heard a lot of other people say that they had a really good experience with the Wave petunias, and that they also bury their deads. The like super cheap 6-pack cells where you like, oh, it's $4 and I'm getting 6 plants. Those ones I've grown in the past when I first started, and those ones need to be deadheaded, and those ones don't get as big. So it's worth it to spend, like $6 to like $9 for a single petunia that's going to get absolutely massive, that's going to get, 2 feet around, versus needing to get, 6 of the other 6-cell plants that also need to be deadheaded. So yes, the newer varieties and from more reputable brands, they are almost all exclusively selling things that bury their dead because they know people don't want to do that maintenance. The next question on the video is from Mickey, and they had said, "This is so sweet. Wondering, do you have any gardening themed tattoos?" I do, most of my tattoos. So I have a peony right here, and then I have flowers right there. I have a garden snail right there. I've got a flower. I have a moth right here. And then I have a crow with flowers. I have a honeybee with honeycombs and flowers. I have a rose that's like a big rose tattoo. So I have a lot of gardening themed and flower themed tattoos. And the last question on the video was from Aviary, and they had said, "What is the large green plant right behind you?" That was Japanese anemones, and I love Japanese anemones. I use all of those like foliar leaves in flower arrangements. They're really, really long, and I love them. And then the flowers, they bloom very, very late into the summer. It's like a fall blooming plant, and it is spectacular. The blooms will get 5.5 feet tall on that one. I think it's called Pamina, is the name of that Japanese anemone. And it's amazing. It is a thug in the garden though. It will take over. They spread by rhizomes, so they're spreading just like Bermuda grass does under the ground, but you can keep it in check. I think it's absolutely worth it to grow that one in the garden though. So that is going to be it for this video, you guys. I hope you enjoyed it. I can't wait for you guys to see all of these videos this week, especially the event with Janie. It was so much fun. I tried to record our speeches because Michael Glassman was there, Kate from Hello Garden was there, I gave one, and Janie gave one, and it was just a really, really good event. It was a lot of fun, and we got to meet a lot of you guys. I did the cut flower experience there. And it was a lot of fun. I got to talk to so many people, and I got to see, like, there was one lady who was there who I cannot wait to show you guys. You guys will see it. She had a hat that she was wearing that had live succulents on it. and it was so cool. So I can't wait to show you guys that. She was telling me all about how she does all of these other things with succulents. She does, like, at Christmas time, she takes pomegranates and then she puts succulents on that. It was really, really cool. So I'll show you guys her hat. You guys will see that in the video, I think tomorrow. So I hope that you guys enjoyed the video. I'm gonna go inside now and just try to relax because I am sunburnt and I am tired. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.